Welcome to In the Film Room. I haven't done this in a long time, but yeah, this is Coach Wolf here to break down some film. As always, I don't know these teams and I don't have any prior reference towards them. I don't know any of their star players. I don't know anything going on with either program. I am just out here watching them for the first time, much like you guys might be. Yeah, so let's get right into it. Going to be breaking down the situational occurrences that could have been decided differently. Going to be breaking down the schemes and the game plans that haven't been working and have been working. Going to break down the movements and motions that look to be in need of refinement. Yeah, going to go through all of that. Forgive me, I'm going to do my best to annotate and keep everything flowing pretty freely. But for some reason, I'm getting a lot of lagging issues. But it's cool. We're going to get into it. We're going to do it. Uh, ooh. All right, we're already starting with a lot of disorganization and chaos. And it's not necessarily because of the pressure. The pressure is good from Armstrong. The pressure is good, but definitely Kennedy is just running around aimlessly like a chicken without a head. So one thing you don't want to do to start off a game, right, is what JFK just did. So we're gonna go back a bit. And trust me, this isn't me nitpicking. This is something that needs to be really focused on, and that's how you start the game. Cool. So Kennedy, you get the ball, right? Right here we're stopping. There's two things wrong right here, right? She shouldn't have shot this. There's no way she's getting a foul call from this. So we have three people right here, right? Right here, you got to call for the ball. You got to call for the ball. Um, and if not right there, then up top over here, you got to call for the ball. As the ball handler in this situation for number three, she should not have just ran in there all willy-nilly like that, expecting to get either a foul or some type of bailout, hoping that that really bad floater would have worked. She had two options to get rid of that ball for a better possession. Not necessarily a better shot, just a better possession, right? So she airballs, and then we get this whole just chaotic sequence here. So we get this pass here, and this is something that a lot of players do, right? We're gonna go back just a little bit, and this is what kills a lot of players, right? So we get the ball, we one dribble, and then we pick up the ball, right? One, two dribbles right there, then we pick up the ball in a weird position where we can't do anything because look at that, we created a 5 second violation. Look at that. Our back is towards the hoop, so we're not even able to shoot, right? We're not looking to shoot, we're not able to shoot. Everybody's being closely guarded by by their man, so you can't even do anything as far as like just throwing easy passes. She really should have just done this handoff right here, but it's okay. She didn't for whatever reason. And then on top of that, if you wanted to create something for yourself, you can't anymore, right? Because you've already picked up your dribble, right? So we got three of that just off of that little sequence. Um, and then you compile that with the bad pass a second ago that almost became a turnover, and then the bad floater attempt right before that, right? And that's not how you want to start a game. That's not how you get into rhythm. That's not how you establish anything offensively. Haley Williams from Paramore? All right. Now let's see how Armstrong decides to come back. Is it Armstrong? Okay, it is Armstrong. All right. So here's a bit of a difference, right? So we're coming down. We have the nice screen, and then we have a curl into a floater. That's a lot different than just running into two people and throwing up a floater, right? That sequence was a lot more organized. We came down, there was a pop up for someone to get the ball, and then there was a nice inside curl. And there we go. That was two smooth possessions, and the only thing that was wrong there on both shot attempts was that um, the two girls went up too soft. They should have went up stronger. Now Kennedy did a really good thing this last possession right here, and getting it down low. But you want the big to know where the help is coming from. You want the guard to call that out. Cool. There we go. One on one. That's that's a horrible thing. We got to teach body control, right? So you got what you wanted, right? Oh, don't make the same mistake again. So you got what you wanted, right? A nice one-on-one situation. Obviously a size mismatch weight-wise, and that's easily exploited when she gets the ball. Boom. What is that? What is that? That's a flailing, I hope this goes in prayer, right? That's not how we want to do that, right? We want to teach them, okay, cool, you got the ball. One dribble, two dribble, right there. You put your shoulder in and you don't truck them and knock them over and pick up the charging foul. You put your shoulder in just a little bit, use your body, and then you go up off two, really nice and strong, with your own little jump hook. We don't want to just throw up flailing prayers. That's not going to get you points. It's not going to get you wins. That's really bad, especially when you have the advantage. That's absolutely horrible. They did a great job to get the mismatch and in the situation they wanted, but the final execution of that was not what we were looking for. Now my brand colors are red and black, so I'm a little impartial, or rather partial. I'm a little biased towards Armstrong, but I'm gonna try to be as objective as possible. Okay, not a bad play. Something you want to make sure you're uh, paying attention of if you're a coach is making sure your players understand and see everything as it's happening, right? Because we get the first pass here, boom, that's on time. That is an on time pass. Now, the second pass here, she was waiting too long. She came up from the curl, as you can see, right? She came up from the curl, and she had to do basically a whole pause waiting for the ball, and then by that time, she's already out of the rhythm of the curl. Now it's just a standstill catch and shoot, which she wasn't able to knock down. She looks like she's better in motion, catching and shooting, where she has more power, more momentum going into the shot. As a coach, you just want to be able to notice things like that, so that way execution is a lot smoother, and then rhythm is easier to maintain. Now, there's a whole debate about this right here, right? Because this was executed perfectly on both sides. On both sides. She comes up, there's a handoff, they switch, and then right here, right? She knows what's going to happen, right? So she slides over, right, to draw the charge right here, right? She's sliding over to draw that charge because she knows that the play or she understood in that moment that the play was either a drive or a kick, right? So one or the other, there's going to be some type of contacts coming through right here, some type of intersection. So she meets her right there in the middle. Um, and like I said, there's a bit of controversy surrounding the whole pass and crash, because that right there is definitely a charge. That's definitely a charge. So there's a whole lot of controversy between a pass and crash. I think that should have been a charge personally, because it wasn't like she slid under uh, after the pass motion has already been made. She saw the play coming and just beat her to the spot all the way back while she was still at the top of the key, right? Uh, Red saw the play from the top of the key and beat her to the spot 3, 4 steps ahead of White, right? So personally, I think that should have been a charge, but once again, that's something that's been up for debate for like the last 10, 15 years. Either way, like I said, it's a perfectly executed play. You got an open three. She makes it. So it's nice. Ah, threw the ball too high. With that, you don't get too upset. Just, hey, focus. Don't make that same mistake again. Pretty please. Oh, good crossover. Now we got to talk about one of my other favorite things to talk about. The situation you put yourself in, right? So we're coming down the court, right? And we give it up, right? We have the greatest overload ever, right over here, right? We got 8 bodies over here. So what you don't want to do is try to create something off the dribble when there's 8 bodies on one spot. This is really tough to try to navigate with a handle. This is a nice crossover, right? But look at where she ends up. She does a crossover going back in the direction of the girl who set her the screen over here. And then if she were to try to drive in, that's 2 arms right here that she has to try to get through. And then plus she'd be running in to where she has somebody posting up down here, right? And that's just not the situation you want to try to put yourself in, right? So in that situation, what she should have done, she should have kept coming up. She should have kept coming up to see if she could get something on this side of the court, because there's so much open over here that she could have ran a pick and roll over here, and then she would have had the kick out option. She could have ran a pick and popped and thrown it back. There's so much more room to maneuver and operate and get something going over here. So when she put herself in that situation down there, you know, if she's not pulling right here at the 3 point line right away, and mind you, that's not even a good shot to take in this situation. But of all the shots she could have gotten out of this situation, to take a 3 pointer right off the crossover, where she would have that the most space, would have been the best option for her. But that just further exacerbates the fact that this is just a bad situation for her to have put herself in by doing. The crossover was fine, but the spacing and movement was just horrible. That led to all of this stagnation and clustering. And then we see again picking up the dribble, right? There we go. There's a foul. But we see again picking up the dribble before we have anything, and just hoping something will work. But Kennedy showing me bad execution overall. They had the one good play where they got the open three, but other than that, their fluidity is not really there. Their rhythm's not really there. So Let's see if they're able to pick it up. That's a great shot. Like I said, obviously there's a size mismatch, strength and weight wise, so there's gonna be moments like that where you just can't really fight away from, something like that happening. You just want to do your best in minimizing those occurrences. There, she got the open three, just didn't knock it down. Good. Stop. Control yourself. Oh, what a pass. That was a beautiful pass. She has to make that, though. That was a beautiful pass. Great vision on that. So, here's something that I like to emphasize with my guys a lot. Um, and this is kind of more of a nitpicking me thing. But if I'm driving in right here, there's two things that could and or should be happening. Okay? You're sliding over, then you're cutting back door. If you're stepping up to help, then you're fading just a little bit to be available. If this is not happening, if option one isn't happening, but option two is happening in her sliding up, then option three should be her sliding to the other side of the hoop to be available for a pass. Because it's a lot easier to just drop this bounce pass for the easy layup than it is to try to slip a pass very tightly around the arms of a bigger outstretched defender. So, in that situation, that's one of those situations where movement is key and seeing the available lanes between coming down here, fading just a little bit, or just popping to the other side to be available for that little drop off pass. These are like, I know she got the foul, right? So, of course, seeing that, you'll say, okay, that's a result that you want, right? You got the foul, so why not just be okay with the foul, right? But in the effort of more efficient offense and more executable offense, we don't want to always rely on the referee to bail us out with foul calls. It is also a little surprising that considering Armstrong's better execution as far as their movement um, and running their sets go, surprising that they haven't scored yet. The score being, Kennedy being up right now, it's a give or take, but the fact that Armstrong just hasn't scored yet is pretty surprising. Oh man, I was at a run the other night, and this is something that absolutely killed me. So we're running down. There's a press here, right? I can see, I can see one, two, three, four, oh, five right here. There's five white jerseys up here. I see somebody who faded back here, all the way back here. Lonely, I am so lonely. I have nobody but me. There is no reason that we have 5 jerseys all the way over here and she is in this picture. She should have been she should have been down here already. This should have been an easy bounce pass. I would have preferred a bounce pass. Or yeah, a bounce pass. I would have just bounced it. I would have actually preferred her on the other side of the hoop. She should have been running to this side of the hoop. And she should have been there ready to catch it, turn, and just put it up. That's an easy layup. Easy 2 points. Plus, with all 5 of them down here, all 5 of them running back down here to try to set up some type of defense. And you still got 1, 2, 3 that are kind of high, including you as well, 4. You'll be able to get back and set your defense first. And it becomes this situation where that open three wasn't a bad shot, but it wasn't the best shot that you guys had in that possession. But it's good that they were still working around to get a good shot and they were able to get that open three. So as a coach, you don't want to beat them up too much and say, "Hey, blah blah blah." Still give them credit for getting that open shot. On this time, we see that the charge was called. She got there first. You want to teach your bigs body control. Being able to stop is a big, big, big thing. Oh, might have got away with a double dribble. It's okay though. That was really good. Um, really good working that handle to get all the way to the hoop. That looked beautiful. Oh my goodness. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Look at that. She's standing. She got a nice base. She's squared up with the hoop. She's ready to shoot. Look at that. That's a beautiful form. That is a beautiful form. Mm. She might have just slipped, but I do like that when somebody loses their dribble like that. I don't know why she would dive for the ball right away, but if somebody's losing their dribble, you want to pressure them. You want to pressure them, unless they're me and they fake like they're losing their dribble just to get past you. You want to pressure them. If I'm Armstrong, I'm pressuring the whole game, the entire game. Because all of them seem to be losing their handle and don't have the most body control. I'm pressuring the entire game. Number 11, here she comes. Oh, there it is. The Euro step. Body control. Number 11. Great defensive activity. I like what I'm seeing from number 11. That's a good make. Well, I wouldn't be too upset. I wouldn't be too upset if I'm the defender. Uh, I'm there. I should have contested harder, yes, but I'm there. I'm trying to stay active as much as possible. We're seeing some more activity from both sides. I like what I'm looking at. There we go. Nice soft touch. Get the rubber rim. They're closing out without fouling, which is really good. She's a freshman too, number 11. I heard them say it when she got on the court. She's a freshman. That's something that as a freshman you want to be able to do. You want to close out without fouling. That's really, really good. She has a solid form, solid base, solid activity on both sides. Can't really fault her for too much. All right. One thing we need to do is make sure we are available. 23 is running down the sideline. You can see her right here. 23 ran down the sideline and she ended up over there, which is fine. No problem. Until we get here. And once again, what am I seeing? One, two, three, four, five. I see five people and I see a lot of open space around the hoop. 23 is not even on camera anymore. She's like over there somewhere, standing there waiting for a three. 23 is the same one in the last possession that was in this corner by herself and had a whole open paint and didn't take it. So we need to see that because that's 4 points she gave up. That's a tie game she gave up. You'd be 4 points higher. She would have 4 points on her name for the scoreboard. You know, if you want to average 20 points a game, this is so easy. Even if you just want to average 12 to 16 points a game, do you see how open these easy layups are? You don't have to be the star player to get these layups. These are wide open in transition, just understanding the defense and paying attention to what's happening. And you see, she's all the way in the corner. For what? For what? If she was right there underneath the hoop, she could have got a nice bounce pass. Like I said, 4 points higher. Oh, great block. Oh, great pass. Oh, good behind the back, but a bad floater off of it. She had her head down while she was dribbling. Oh, mm. And now you're getting kind of that freshman mentality, right? You're seeing, while she does have body control, while she does have a good base and good activity, we're seeing the intelligence, the IQ of the game kind of show to where she's kind of making quote unquote rookie mistakes, trying to do too much with the time and space allotted. She's trying to do too much and force things. Thank you. That was definitely a travel. Yep. That's one of those tough calls because as a player, that's probably the easiest Euro step to get around. But when you don't have the body control and you don't have that uh, instinct to make that decision, it becomes a really bad situation for you to be in. There it is, driving kick, knock it out. Haley Williams is the star. She's my favorite singer. The problem with number five is that I don't know if that's a five or a three. Is that oh 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 there we go. I'm actually gonna break this down really quickly. So the problem with number five is that number five has been going in, kind of falling down in the air on her layups, and that's what's causing her to not have the coordination and power in her layups that she needs. She's kind of just falling down in the air as opposed to going up strong. Now, this right here is kind of what I was talking about before about making sure you were available by just sliding over a bit or just being in that drop pass position to be able to get the ball, right? So we miss. Look at that. That's a nice drop pass area. Got it back. That's a nice little mid range. It's cool. These are all good shot attempts. That deep three at first, I'm not too certain about, but the rest of them are good shot attempts. And we finally get the one that goes in. All right, so 3-2 zone. A 3-2 zone. There's one method you attack it with. It is simple. You go 2-3 on offense. You have somebody flash middle, and then you have somebody else cut back door. Based on who helps, you have somebody cut back door. All right, so not the best one I could find or do, but we're gonna make it work, right? So we have one, two, three, four, five. So we're gonna do dots and lines, right? That'll be the easiest way. Premium. All right. So what you do is one, two, three, four, five. Right? So the ball goes here. The ball starts here. That's fine. The ball goes here. Whoever helps up creates a backdoor cut. It's the old Golden State tic-tac-toe. Excellent defense leading to offense. Great job. Whoever's in the middle needs to flash strong. These soft flashes aren't gonna work. If you're gonna flash middle, flash middle. That was not the three she wanted, not the three she should have taken, and not the three that was in rhythm. Good make. All right. So what do we say here as coaches, right? Um, and it's pretty easy this one, right? You're down 8 to 18. You got the three. This is one of those moments where you say keep trusting your teammates, right? You're driving in, and the only problem with your layups is that you're not balanced and you're kind of flailing. Focus, control yourself and focus. If the only problem with your jump shots is just that the spacing is a little weird or the movement isn't, the timing might not be as crisp as you want it to be, all right, cool. Pay attention. But these are just little things that realistically the game should be tied up if not you guys in the lead. So these are the little things that you want to just encourage continuing. You don't want to be too hard. You don't want to be discouraging them. Hey, you guys are trash. You guys are blowing it. This and that. No, 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 no. All right, cool. We're here. We're chilling. It's not as bad as you think because if we get a couple made baskets as opposed to letting them run and kind of throw us off guard, then we have a better rhythm offensively, can set up defensively, and things might look a little different, right? So you tell them this gap isn't too crazy. It's something very easily surmountable. This is something that you can recover from, and you just keep on encouraging that. And you encourage everyone to trust their teammates. I don't care if the last person missed the last three shots. If we're running around executing and they get open again, there's no reason not to give it to them. You know, keep making the right play. Don't try to be a hero. Number 11 spent 3 or 4 plays trying to be a hero. Don't try to be a hero. It's okay. We can get back together as a team, and let's just keep trusting each other, trusting each other, trusting each other. All right. All right. So we're gonna hold it right here. So I want to kind of finish that thought, right? Um, Notice what I was saying, right? I wasn't saying that there was nothing wrong and we should kind of lie and try to sugarcoat it to get the kids feeling better about themselves. No, we're still holding them accountable for what they can and should be controlling, but we're making sure they understand that they can and should be controlling it and not to be overwhelmed by it, but to try to simplify it and try to make it as easy as possible, right? And we go from there. There's a much better base and a much easier level of communication that can be achieved that way, to where there's a lot more understanding and a lot more coachability because we're not caught up in, oh, my coach is just being a jerk and he's not even really trying to listen. He's kind of just bashing and bashing. No, we're encouraging them with constructive criticism and encouragement, right? We're motivating them that they have the ability to make this an easy game and to get back in the lead. So they shouldn't be beating themselves up. And then defensively, of course, you want to tell them, hey, listen, The reason that they're up also is because they're boxing you guys out on the glass. I understand they have bigger bodies than you, but position yourself. Try to get in front of your man and try to actually box out. Don't just get to the spot and watch the rebound and hope you're in a better spot than who you're defending. Actually get in there, put a body on someone so that way they don't go ahead and just bully you out of the position to get the rebound, right? Put a body on them so that way you can control that situation, okay? And once again, this is something that's easily controllable, and it's something that they don't have to think too hard about. They don't have to beat themselves up too much about when they get on the court. It's just, okay, shots going up, I'm going to just put a body on someone. That's it. That's it. When they come back down, all of our plays are running pretty smoothly. We're getting good looks, whether it be coming out of a off of one of the options from one of the screens, and we're passing it over there, or even some nice just free flowing offense, right? We have something that's pretty much working. It's just not falling because we're just a little bit off focus. So we know what we're doing and we're doing something good. Let's just tighten up just that little bit, all right? And that's how we go. We go from there and everything's good. A moving screen. Great defense from Armstrong. Great defense. Oh, great. Oh my goodness. I see that the swing, that was excellent, but I want you to watch the defense from Armstrong this entire possession. This was an excellent possession defensively, right? Everybody's sticking with theirs. Cool. Boom. I'm there. That should have been a steal, right? That's fine. I'm not worried about the steals and the gambles. I'm more worried about just being solid and staying, right? Boom. We got the nice switch. That's a proper switch right there. We're stepping up. There we go. I'm in the corner. There we go. I'm throwing it back. Cool. So I want you to see that, right? So right here, we had two run out here, right? We had two run out here, right? And I want you to see how on a string and connected they are. We don't give up on the play. 23 runs out and then 30 closes out. And I know they made the shot. Like I said, the swing was excellent, right? That ball movement was absolutely excellent. But the closeout without fouling, also excellent. That's a play that you want to say, I know we made this one mistake and this one mistake cost us the possession, but that was an excellent possession outside of that and even with that. There we go. There we go. Wonderful. Oh, beautiful pass, beautiful cut. That was excellent. That's when you got to see ball and man. When you're just looking at man or just looking at ball, you can miss things like that, right? So you got to be able to see ball and man. Ooh, this great defense. Not the worst idea, but not the best execution for it. What happened here? All right, so one thing I'm not really too particularly happy about is number 11's game. I know at first I said I like her activity, and I still do. I still like her activity. I still like the intensity she's trying to bring, but you're down by 12. Once again, the execution has not been the worst. It's actually been pretty solid all around. The only problem is just that things aren't falling, right? So if that's the only issue, then why stop, right? Don't try to do everything on your own. And here we go. A really unnecessary backcourt foul. Once again, that's another rookie issue. And the NBA is a take foul now, so they would have got possession in the ball. But that was an unnecessary foul in the backcourt. You weren't going to get the ball. Now you got somebody on the free throw line. You still got 4.5 minutes to go. Nobody hitting free throws though. There you go. Nice little mid range. Trust the offense. Trust your teammates. Trust the flow of the game. No need to do everything yourself. If there was a challenge, I would have used that challenge because she was pretty much underneath the hoop uh, when she drew that charge. It looked like, at least. Yeah, look at her. She. Ooh, that is a really bad call. She's not only just moving, she's in the arc. That is a really bad offensive foul call. That should have been two free throws. And that's what I mean. That's what I mean right there. Look at how she puts this layup up. This is weird. What is that? That's not control, that's not aim, that's not focus. That's just throwing it up and hoping that a prayer goes in. That's an angry coach. They got the ball. Why he angry? And they got the lead. Why he angry? Is it because everyone's missing free throws? It's because everyone's missing free throws. I don't think anyone's made a free throw yet. There you go, number 30. Oh, but why put up that shot? You know what I'm saying? If I'm Armstrong, I'm saying these are all decent enough shots that I'm able to get right here with number 30. If you're not taking this shot, if you're not going to take this shot, and whatever, I understand. You need to keep going. You need to go one more dribble to kick it out to number 3 in the corner. You know what I mean? That should be a kick. If there's an offensive kickball, then that should be a kickball, and it should be going the other way. Nah, me. Nah, me. Yeah, you see, even number 40 was confused. You're like, oh my God, she actually made the free throw. My bad. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. There we go, doing a much better job on the glass. I know there's only one body down there, but we made sure a body was touching that one body. That's a really weird shot to take. And then to try to go back up with that, you had three people on you. You could have kicked out for an actual shot. That was horrible. That should have been a steal. Why didn't you just grab it? But that was horrible. So, a normal comment I make during games is that outlet passes should be seen and made. Uh, I had to take that back because I had to realize not everyone can throw a good outlet pass. Um, and that's okay. It's not in your game. It's not in your game. I always say you should be well rounded, but it's okay. There we go. Good execution, good patience, good moving the ball, get an open shot. And this is what I'm saying. Like everyone on JFK has zero handle. They have absolutely no handle. I would be pressing up. I'd be hugging them. I'd be playing patty cake. I'd be doing everything like because they're not really about that handle life. You know what I mean? They're a little bit bigger and a little stronger maybe, but they're not about the handle life. So I wouldn't even be letting them think they could dribble. Yeah, that's it. Just press on them. Just press on them. Make them stumble and dribble off their own foot. Look at this. See what I mean? This is where you should be creating every single time. That could have and should have been an offensive foul. She got away with it and took an on balance floater. That's a good try at the steal. That's a really bad floater to try and take. All right, 24-18 right now. I'm saying it's cool. It's cool. We can tie the game up by halftime. That was horrible. And there we go, picking up that dribble again. So early, we're picking up that dribble. And then that kills me. That kills me so much. Why are you going for that? Because that right there, you're out of position, you're coming from behind, and then by the time the rebounder turns their body, it already, you're already swinging around with them. That's a foul. That's a clear foul. Now they get two chances at free throws because you're in the double bonus. Was it worth it? Nah. Now, I haven't said a lot about coaching adjustments to make for Kennedy because they've been kind of playing this weird thing where they'll have like a really nicely executed play and then two or three just random possessions, whether it be in transition or just a random chaotic play. And the only thing I would say is they need to just try to be consistent and keep attacking the way they've been attacking, using rebounds and everything. But they've also picked up charges, so you want to make sure that they're doing something like that where they're kind of avoiding the contact. That was a tough shot. Oh, it's cool. You want to just, try not to over dribble. Dribbling is what causes you guys to stumble and lose possessions. You want to keep setting those screens. You want to keep swinging. Take advantage of when they overhelp, when they move, and when they do all of these things that are kind of putting them out of position. When they get undisciplined, that's when you want to take advantage of. You know what I mean? So that's just something you have to just be aware of. And also the free throws. My goodness, they're like what, 1 for 29? My goodness. What type of pass was that? Uh, there we go. A nice open three. All right, so first half adjustments to make. Really simple. For Armstrong, we want to be better and more disciplined about focusing and making sure we're controlled in what we do. We don't want to just kind of jump and rush into things, so that's what's leading to these bad shots, right? For Kennedy, we want to make sure offensively that we're kind of being consistent, right? We don't want to rely too much on transition. We want to be able to execute in the half court effectively. Uh, so we want to make sure that we don't over dribble and that we do some more passing as opposed to trying to dribble everything out. For defense, Armstrong, they got to make sure they get on the glass, and they're playing great defense, but then they're always having these momentary lapses that Kennedy is somehow taking advantage of, whether it be on the glass or whether it be in their swing. You want to make sure you're taking advantage of the good defense that you're already playing, and just keep communicating and make sure that you're sticking with what you're already doing. For Kennedy, what they want to get better at defensively is communicating, and that's pretty much it. Just communicating, because then they'll be able to pick up where the last offender left off and make sure that they're all on the string together.